Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me a terrific athlete. His name is Sean Dykes. He's a tight end H-back out of Memphis. How's your day been, sir?
Been good. Just got to practice. Ready to get this going.
Gotcha. Well, again, nice to have you on. I mean, a bit of an enigma, I think, for a lot of people when they look at you as a prospect going to the pros, because, like, you know, maybe we're just kind of wondering, well, what are we going to do with you at the next level? But before we get to that, I do want to kind of get a little bit of your backstory. So tell me maybe like where you're from and just kind of get us there to you playing for Memphis.
I'm from Houston, Texas. Went to Manville High School. It's about 20 minutes south of Houston. Got recruited to Memphis by Daryl Dickey. He was the running backs coach and offensive coordinator when I got there. She built a good relationship with him, and then eventually met with Coach Norvell, Coach Chip Long, built good relationships, and ended up coming to Memphis. Been here 6 years now.
Interesting. You're actually not the first guy that I've actually sat down and talked with who's from the Manville area. So seems like a hot spot for a lot of great talent there in Texas. So playing with a lot of good talent there in high school. How did that work out for you in your high school days?
Yes, sir. In my class alone, we had like 17 Division I players. So played with a bunch of talent. Derek King is my high school quarterback. Kyle Trask was my other quarterback. We all came out in the same class. Crazy story, but
that's crazy, man. So I mean, obviously, being a part of a great team there, and again, ended up getting out to Memphis. What made you decide to go with Memphis there in the early, days? I mean, what makes Memphis so special to you?
well, sure. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know much about Memphis when I was committed. When I committed here, I didn't know the type of people and the type of place I was coming into, but basically, they just showed me the most love and took care of me through the recruiting process. A&M, Texas A&M had came like a week before signing day, and it was like, basically they were like, we'll give you an official visit. They came to my high school. We'll give you an official visit, but you had to promise us that you're going to commit on the spot right then. So I kind of called my dad. He was like, no, we're kind of sticking with Norvell. I've been committed there for like 6 months or something already. And then that's kind of the only real other major opportunity I would have. So just stuck
So
Memphis.
So when you were recruited, what were they recruiting you as? Were they recruiting you as a running back or a wide receiver or a tight end? I mean, how were they looking at you when you first came into Memphis?
Yes, well, I think they most schools thought I was too slow to play wide receiver and then too small to play tight end. So that was a misconception of, what meeting room I was gonna start in when the day began. So um, Memphis just rolled the dice on me, gave me a chance. I ended up in the tight end room. I knew I would be more of a pass catcher than a blocker, but when I first got to Memphis, it didn't actually work out like that. So I had to hone in on my blocking, and eventually the receiving skills were
Gotcha.
able to be showcased.
So I mean, definitely a guy that's grown a bit since you first started there. sitting at about 6'2", 225. So I mean, decent size there for a playmaker for sure. So what do you feel is like the best thing you bring to the table as a prospect? I mean, what do you feel like separates you from all the other guys at your position?
Just speed and versatility and my knowledge of the game, being able to line up anywhere on the field and execute at a high level.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, lining up everywhere, whether it be tight end, maybe out wide or in the slot, maybe in that fullback spot. I mean, everywhere. Probably also on some special teams as well, man. Tell me about your special teams experience, because I feel like that's what a lot of people are gonna, want to see you more as at the next level. So, what sort of experience you bring to the table in that regard?
I ran down on kickoff a few times as like, I think I was like a true sophomore. Ball never came my way, but I just did my job and executed the assignment. But then last year, I was on kickoff return quite a bit, but I haven't got much experience with punt and PBR. So
Well, I mean, at the very
that's
least, what's going to happen, bud, is you're going to get maybe like in some camp somewhere, like in the pros, and you're going to be put out there on special teams, and hopefully, what's going to happen is like you're going to go down there and lay the wood on somebody, and and really show people that you could really you could really hit people as well. So it's plays like that, obviously, that put you on the radar for everybody and really excite your coaches. And it's plays like that that really allow you more opportunities. There on the offensive side of things as well. So. Is there maybe a player in the league that you try and model your game after? I mean, what are the guys in the league right now that you try your best to, emulate?
for a long time it was Delaney Walker. Uh, now I look more like a Darren Waller kind of guy. So
Gotcha.
Travis Kelce.
I think a lot of guys, again, being a Washington fan, I mean, a lot of guys felt like your former teammate was going to end up kind of similar to you because, like, he was a wide receiver slash running back. And do you see yourself kind of maybe in that sort of role? And can you give me maybe one good story about your former teammate there?
For sure. I definitely could see myself in that kind of position. Good story about it. It's so many. There's so many memories with him. One, he was actually training for camp or training for the draft, and we took care of his dogs. And just I already have a dog. Plus his two dogs coming over here. One time they got out the gate, just running wild. It was funny. Just thinking about AG made me think about that. And but there's plenty of other good memories with him, the locker room and stuff.
No doubt, man. I mean, you guys have had a lot of great playmakers over the years. So obviously, he's just one of them. So again, just love the kind of talent that's coming out of Memphis these days. So I kind of want to get a chance to dive in like to your weekly routine a little bit. So can you maybe give me an example of how you in the film room has really helped shape you into the player that you are, and how you've been able to take advantage of it on the field?
Yes, well, every Tuesday when we come in the meeting room in the mornings, our coach has their top 3 blitzes actually wrote out on the board. So when you see it on the board, then go see it on the field. It's easier to pick up, and then just knowing what to look for when you're watching film, it definitely helps for like on a third down day, that's when they're gonna bring most of them blitzes, and that's the next day, Wednesday. So it's good to be then already refreshed over, know what's coming for the next day. So
Gotcha. And just kind of sticking with your weekly preparation. I mean, obviously you got to get after it in the weight room a little bit, a lot really. So, how has that kind of shaped you over the years? Tell me about your approach to the weight room and share like your favorite lift if you don't mind.
well, shoot, our strength coach, Noah Franklin, he believes in squats and power cleans, so we got it in. We get it in a lot. Even here during the season, he has people PRing on squats, so it's definitely keep you strong, keep you healthy. This season I got up to 555, so it was pretty heavy, like a day after a game, but it felt light. It felt one rep, felt explosive. So say it's good
Nice.
for you.
I mean, there's always a lot of energy in the weight room when you guys are doing your, PRs and stuff like that. So doing your one rep maxes and everything, you get like this whole group of people around you, kind of yelling in your ear and everything. So very exciting. Um, Tell me about maybe like your most exciting time, like actually on the field. Maybe talk about one of your plays, like best highlight of your career so far. If you can kind of walk me through like one of your favorite plays of your career. So go ahead and hit me with something like that.
Um, it's actually a bunch of plays that I'll remember for a long time, but I think the one touchdown that still means the most to me is the one I scored in Houston, 2017. I had actually scored with it had to be like a minute 30 left, and we had came back from 17-0 in the first half. So that's
Nice.
a big time
So,
moment for me.
so is that more so because that's kind of like in front of your hometown? Like you probably had a lot of family, there watching for that whole game. Does that sound? Is that
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Um, So, Sean, again, just wanted to maybe talk a little bit about, I don't know, like maybe how you have grown over the years a little bit. So, if you were able to maybe give your younger self just a tidbit of advice to help him, to help guide him through his college journey, what sort of advice would you give him?
For one, I would tell him trust the process, as cliche as it sounds. Uh, then I would just tell him take better care of your body, because it took me getting injured and being an old guy around the locker room to realize that I needed treatment, and I needed the hot and cold tubs before practice. I needed extra recovery. Uh, yeah, when I was young, I don't think I took care of my body as much as I should have.
So, being the old guy there at Memphis, do a lot of people like kind of look at you as like one of the leaders of that program? I mean, do you kind of take on that role of leadership?
I tried to. Um, I'm not a rah rah guy to try to be vocal when I have to. And, but most of the time, I just try to lead by example. I'm just doing my job and making plays.
Gotcha. And obviously, throughout the years, there have been a lot of coaches that have molded and shaped you into who you are. What do you feel has been like the best lesson you ever learned from a coach?
I think there were multiple lessons that Coach Norvell taught me in my earlier years here that has shaped me into being the player I am today. Just talking about responding, how you respond to stuff. It doesn't matter how you get knocked down or what happens. Really, the end result doesn't matter as long as you respond. Of course, we're trying to give everything we have to make sure that nothing bad happens, but how you respond is everything, and how you react during adversity. Uh, he taught me a lot about that, and I appreciate him for that.
No doubt, man. I mean, obviously, got to be able to bounce back and stay focused on your goals. So, I do want to get a chance to meet you outside of sports a little bit. Tell me something interesting about Mr. Sean Dykes, athlete out of Memphis. Anything interesting? Your hobbies? Anything unique that you feel like you need to share with everybody?
Um, I'm actually just a football junkie, really. Uh, if I'm not in the building, probably trying to watch a game, or watch some highlights, or looking at stats, seeing receiving leaders, something like that. But yeah, other than being on the field, I just try to still, I don't know, be involved in it somehow. Just constantly get better. Watching other guys, watching people in the pros is the way I only feel like you can get better, watching what you want to become. So
Sure, sure. And have you gotten your degree there at Memphis already? I mean, what's been your major, if you don't mind me asking?
yes, sir. I actually got my business business like what is it, bachelor degree in like 2019. So
Interesting. So what are you taking these days, man? Just a couple of electives just to kind of keep you there?
this semester I actually am just taking a few electives to keep me here. But in the like when I first got done with my degree, I did a couple internships and stuff. So
Nice. What sort of internships did you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I was just like shadowing people in the building. Like our operations guy, his name is Andrew. I just like basically worked for him, shadowed him, and
Gotcha. So whatever he was doing, you just kind of like, was his shadow there for a little bit. So again, being
it's definitely something I might try to look into, being a operations guy somewhere
okay.
for a program somewhere. So
Interesting. And again, being a guy from like the Houston area, like if I were to come visit you there in Houston, can you tell me maybe something interesting about your hometown that maybe some place we'd have to do, or something we'd have to somewhere we'd have to go? Like if I were to come visit, what's to do down there that's really awesome?
if you come to Houston, I would say you gotta try turkey leg. It's a restaurant. Restaurant is usually about a 3 to 4 hour wait, but it's worth it. I've had it multiple times, but
All right, all right.
yeah, I would say go there.
Awesome. All right, Sean. Well, I mean, obviously, need to wrap up this video, and I usually try my best to ask guys this question, even though it does tend to get a corny answer. But I just kind of want to get your why. Go ahead and hit me with why you play this game. What motivates you the most?
I actually play for my family. My mom passed when I was 13. I was in 8th grade going to ninth. So I really just play for her. That's my why. And then it was ever since then, me and my dad, I'm my only child, so it was just us three to start. But when she passed, it was just me and my dad. So those two, my parents, are kind of my why, I feel like.
Gotcha. And as you're now going to be, progressing into the pros here soon, I'm sure that there are some scouts that are, looking at you, maybe coming to your practices and such, and obviously coming to a lot of your games. go ahead and give your pitch to all those scouts. I mean, all those people that are watching you. Why should they take a chance on you, bring you into their franchise, and be a part of their program? So give them your pitch as to why they need you.
For one, I feel like I have a good character and personality and a mold that can handle everything that comes with it. And then on the field, I just feel like I'm versatile and can do almost anything from a football standpoint, like get in the box or make plays on the outside or special teams, go hit people. So I just feel like I could fit any role they want me to play, and that's about all I got.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of teams might be interested in you. I mean, I know it may not sound like the best of roles to say that you're kind of a utility player, but really that's kind of what it is. I mean, when you have a guy who you can kind of plug into a lot of different roles, I definitely feel like that's one of the biggest things you got going for you because, like, again, if I need a guy playing H-back, playing slot, playing wide, playing fullback, playing tight end, I mean, that's what you bring to the table. And again, like with all that, and obviously, going to be going out there, starting on special teams, making some big plays there. Probably one of the biggest things you got going for you. So, Sean, is there a way for people to follow you? You a big social media guy or what? I mean, you want to drop those things?
No, not really a big social media guy, but shoot, I'll be on Instagram the most. I guess at PageSnack5.
Gotcha. Nice. Well, again, Sean, best of luck to you the remaining of the season and everything else you got going on. Again, I have with me Sean Dykes. He's a tight end / whatever you want to call him out of Memphis. He's an athlete, so definitely have to pay attention to him and give him his opportunity. Thanks again, Sean.
Thank you, sir.